Today is Terrific Thursday, and we are going to be finishing up our rough draft of our Santa letter so that you can submit that to your teacher, let your teacher look over it for you, and then tomorrow you can write and turn in your final copy. So, if you remember on Tuesday, we looked at our circle map of things that we wanted to tell and ask Santa about. Well, for today's paragraph, remember that second paragraph in your letter to Santa, we want to focus on what we want for Christmas, okay? So I took my circle map and I knew I wanted to focus on my bike. I wanted to include that I would like it to have exercise. I wanted to also include, if you'll notice on my flow map, that I could do that at home, okay? And it gave me family time. And then I wanted to have just one sentence about how I wish that we could go back to school and have things normal once again. So notice I transferred that over into my flow map. I want a bike. I'm going to talk about how I can do it at home. It's exercise, family time, and how I want to go back to school. So we're going to go ahead and take this just like we did on Tuesday with the other paragraph, and we're going to write that second and last paragraph in our letter to Santa. Okay, so we're going to take our paper, okay, and we're going to look at a flow map. Oh, sorry guys, I just knocked our camera down. Haven't had that happen before. Let's readjust it. Everybody's paying attention, huh? Okay, so we noticed that the first thing I want to do is tell Santa that I would like to have a bike. So remember, it's a new paragraph, so we need to skip at least one line. And because we ended with the word year here, I'm actually going to go ahead and skip two and go 2 finger spaces in, okay? And I'm going to let Santa know that I would love to have a mountain bike for Christmas. Okay, would love to have a mountain bike for Christmas. Remember, my first detail about that mountain bike, if I look at my flow map, is it's something I can do at home. Okay, this would make a wonderful gift because I can ride it at home. And where I live, guys, I live, my house is near the woods, and we have trails up through the woods where we hike and we could ride our bikes. So it would make a really good gift for me to have. Okay. Next, we're going to write about it giving me exercise, because we know it's important to exercise and take care of ourselves, and then family time. Okay. It would move that letter up a little bit. There we go. It would help me get exercise to stay healthy. Okay. And then I'm going to mention that all my family could bike together. Okay, now notice I'm down at the bottom of that paper, so it's okay if you need to turn over to the back to finish your rough draft. And we know that that last sentence was going to be about going back to school. I know you can't do it, but I would love to be back at school with all my friends again. Okay, awesome. So we have quickly went through and added those details onto our flow map and turn them into complete sentences. So let's review. Okay, this is my second paragraph in my letter. I would love to have a mountain bike for Christmas. This would make a wonderful gift because I can ride it at home. It would help me get exercise to stay healthy. All of my family could bike together. I know you can't do it, but I would love to be back at school with all my friends again, just like I would like to be back at school with all you guys in the classroom. All right, so if you look at the flow map, now all we have left is ending that letter. And in the flow map that I had that you could print off to use, it said this would be a good place for you to write about what you might leave for Santa. You do not have to end your letter that way. You can choose a different way to end it. But I am going to model that way since there was an idea bubble there on the flow map that you printed. Okay, so I'm going to tell Santa that I'm going to leave him a snack. And instead of cookies, I'm going to just leave something different. I will leave you an energy bar. Because I bet Santa needs lots of energy. And milk for your big trip. Because we know it has to be a big trip to go all around the world, right? So we're going to transfer that over onto our rough draft. Once again, 2 finger spaces in. I will leave you an energy bar and milk for your big trip. So notice I only did 1 sentence there, and that's okay to do when you're closing out a letter. So now I'm ready to add the closing of my letter. And if you have not written a letter in a while, you may have forgotten exactly what that is. But if you look at your flow map, it shows you, okay, that when you end a letter, this time we go over more towards the right-hand side of the paper, past the little middle of the paper line just a little bit, and we end it. You can write whatever you want to. You can write thank you, love you, however you want to close that letter to Santa. I'm going to write love you. Notice when you do this, once again, you also have a comma, just like we did with the greeting when we wrote Dear Santa. So love you, and then you sign your name. And it is a good idea for you guys to go ahead and put your first and your last name, because all these 2nd grade letters will be going in the newspaper, and there could definitely be more than one Kelly or more than one Ace in the counting in 2nd grade. So after you do that, you simply transfer it over. Remember I said you go to the middle of your paper, over to the right just a little bit, write your closing with a comma, and then right underneath that, you insert your name so that people that read this in the newspaper and Santa himself will know who this letter is from. So turn that into your homeroom teacher and let her look over it. And hopefully tomorrow, that means you're going to be ready to write your final copy and submit that so we can get it to the newspaper, and then you can mail it to Santa, because the paper that I have it for you to write on has Santa's address included. And you'll be able to have a fantastic Friday knowing you have already sent Santa your letter. See you tomorrow.